Welcome to the algebra section of the S.A.T program. This is 9.1 part 1. This is for radical expressions and quadratic equations. Now, radical expressions are basically just like this. It's b squared minus 4ac, the square root of all of that. And then so what you would do is you have to simplify this expression right here, and then you have to find the square root of it. And then quadratic equations are ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And a cannot equal 0. So if it equals 0, then there's something wrong and you can't solve it for anything. And then, so now for the first example, this is for radical expressions. So you take the expression here and you just plug everything in. So it would be the square root of 1 squared minus 4 times 2 times 4. Now, all you have to do is simplify this down and then find the square root of it. So this one, if you simplify it, it goes down to 1 minus 8 times 4. Then 1 minus 32. And then, so that equals negative 31. Now, here's the catch to this one. Since this number right here is negative, there's no square root to it. So the answer would be undefined. So if you ever see a square root of a negative number, the answer is always undefined because there is no real square root for them. Now here's another one for radical expressions. Same expression here. It's b squared minus 4ac. And then so just plug that all in. You get 3 squared minus 4 times 5 times negative 2. Now we begin simplifying. So we get 3 squared is the same as 9. And then negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. And I still have the times negative 2 over there. Then keep going with this, and you get 9 plus 40. And then one more time, you get 49. And then, so you have to find the square root of 49. And then what this is here, it's really like an invisible plus sign, and that means you only have to find the positive square root, because there are actually 2 square roots to every positive real number, and since 49 is a positive real number, it has 2 square roots. So you only have to find the positive one for this, which would be 7. So the answer to this one would be 7. Now I'm going to pass it off to Tori, and she's going to talk about quadratic equations.
My name is Tori, and I'll be finishing the rest of the video. This is an example of the simplest form of a quadratic equation, and these are the values we'll be using. So we plug in 2 for A, then we plug in 0 for B, then we plug in negative 18 for C, and since 0 times x is 0, you can just take that off and it becomes 2x squared minus 18 equals 0. Then you finish the rest of the equation and you add 18 to both sides, which then becomes 2x squared equals 18. And you divide each side by 2 to get x squared equals 9. And now that we know that x squared equals 9, we can go and finish it off and find that x equals the positive or negative square root of 9. The positive or negative square root of 9 is 3 or negative 3.